Hello, my name is Mike Diaz. I'm the president for IAP Region 12, Local 77 in Los Angeles County. And you're a new employee, and you're here trying to understand discipline. And this is governed by Article 7 of our CBA. So let's get started. So, what is discipline? Well, it's pretty simple. It's if you did something wrong, then you get in trouble for it, right? For most people, it's pretty simple. But when you're in a collective bargaining agreement, it's actually a little bit different. So, is all discipline fair and just? And the simple answer is just no, right? You can have unfair discipline or unjust discipline. It could stem from a supervisor or manager harassing you. It could stem from employee favoritism, where they're trying to build a case against you as an employee in particular to deny you like a promotion. It could be a clerical error or a mistake. Let's say they overlooked something, or they didn't notice that they had done something incorrect according to the CBA, and they issued you a write-up. Or it could just be because they have a microscope on you, or they're trying to get rid of you in some way, shape, or form. Now, there are fair disciplines. They usually stem from you just not doing your job. So as long as you follow the contract and you do all your job duties as described, you should be able to avoid discipline, unless in the cases that we just spoke about, right? So let's get some misconceptions out of the way real quick. One of them is that unions only protect bad employees, and anyone that tells you that they're just lying. Unions protect all employees, and we represent good employees who've done absolutely nothing wrong through the grievance procedures too, right? Unions also argue on your behalf when it's time for pre-employment screenings, or if you feel like AMR violated the contract, or if you need outside legal assistance, right? There have been employees that have been helped by our lawyers with something that has nothing to do with work. So keep that in mind too, right? Unions also have the best negotiators in the world and some of the best lawyers too, and we can leverage that come contract negotiation time to get you more pay, benefits, and better working conditions, right? Another misconception is that union stewards enrich themselves and leave other employees out to dry. Anyone that tells you this is lying too. Union stewards are elected and appointed individuals that receive zero compensation. They volunteer to help everybody collectively. And then if you don't believe us, you can request financial information whenever you want to prove it. So, why is all of this important? Well, it's pretty simple. Your background is why that's important. And a lot of people come to AMR or become an EMT solely because they're trying to create a better situation for them come when they start searching for more employment, right? And sometimes people want to leave for law enforcement or firefighting, right? And because of your background, you could have an easy time getting picked up, or you might not. And that's because, obviously, there are background investigators. And background investigators are there to basically dig through your employment history, dig through your personal history, to make sure that you're a qualified applicant and that you're going to be a good lifelong employee. So it's important to remember when doing all these things is that you want to stay competitive. Unions are in the business of protecting backgrounds so that you can stay competitive when you're up against thousands of people looking to get hired by, let's say, a fire department or law enforcement agency, right? So, whereas in non-union shops, if you get a write-up or discipline, they could be completely wrong, but you have no recourse. In a union shop, you would hand that write-up or discipline to a steward, and we would go and start arguing on your behalf. What you don't want to happen is not grieve something and then become a less competitive possible applicant when you're going through backgrounds for, like, let's say, a law enforcement agency or a fire department. You don't want to be the person that gets passed up because you and another hypothetical applicant have similar qualifications, similar experience, but you have a, quote unquote, dirty employment history because you have one write-up, and this other guy, might have been a favorite employee at his other company and got away scot-free, right? That's not fair. So, how do you file a grievance? Well, you just contact the union shop steward, explain the situation, send a copy of the disciplinary action received, and that's it. If you don't get a satisfactory answer, you can go all the way up the chain to whoever the president is, And if you still don't get a satisfactory answer or resolution, you can go all the way up to the national director. And at the time of this PowerPoint, it's Phil Pettit. Warnings and time limits, really simple. AMR only has 30 days from the discovery to discipline you. So if you did something more than 30 days ago, you don't have to worry about it anymore if they haven't written you up, because that's it. It's too late. They've went past their 30-day limit. Regular write-ups remain usable on your employee file for 12 months. Patient care-related write-ups remain usable on your employee file for 24 months. Driving-related write-ups remain usable on your employee file for 36 months. And then harassment-related write-ups remain on your employee file and are usable for the rest of the time that you're employed. And then just keep in mind that none of the above stack with attendance write-ups. Attendance is disciplined completely on its own. So remember, you have 15 days to file a grievance for any write-up, or 15 days to file any kind of grievance for anything. It could be because you don't like the couches at the news station in Santa Clarita, right? You feel like they violate the contract. You want to file a grievance. You found out, 2 days ago. You have 15 days from the day you found out to file that grievance. If you are terminated, you have 10 days to file a grievance. If you wait longer than 10 days, then we can no longer file a grievance. AMR can deny even hearing the grievance for termination if you took longer than 10 days. So the steps are pretty simple. Step 1, the union meets with local management, not supervisors. Supervisor will never know whether you're protesting their discipline or not, so don't be afraid to speak up to a union steward. Step 2 is, if Step 1 is denied, we meet with the regional management, and at the time of this PowerPoint, that'd be Ken Lehman. Step 3, if you had Step 2 denied, you would meet with the federal mediator to find a solution. We would basically go down and we'd sit down with AMR, ourselves, and a mediator, and we're going to try and negotiate a solution. And if none of that works, we go to arbitration, and that basically means we sue AMR on behalf of you, and that doesn't cost you a dime. When the resolution is reached, your employee file is modified to reflect the new changes, and that's it. Remember, stay safe and protect yourself 100% of the time. Grieve anything that you remotely question. And if you have more questions, you can always visit our Facebook page. Go to Facebook, search IAP Local 77. Request to join if you haven't already. In here, under Files, you'll find a copy of our union contract. If you have any other questions, refer to this union contract or contact the steward. That's it. Take care. Stay safe.